Hello friends, welcome to CAD Tips.
In this video, I am going to show you a sample example in which we will be using MVVM approach in WPF using C#. So if you are trying to create WPF application for the first time, please see the previous videos in the channel so that you will get a understanding of WPF, and I have attached some links below so you can see it over here too. And I have given let's start creating a new project. So new project, and inside that we should choose WPF. Inside that we should choose WPF application. Inside Visual C# Windows WPF application, we will give in the name as a MVVM demo and OK. So it will be creating the project. So if you are not subscribed, please subscribe the channel and press on the bell button so that you will get notification on each post of my channel. And please see the introduction of MVVM that I have done in previous video. Please see the description box below for the link, or you can see it in the channel too. So the project is created. By default we have XAML file and XAML.cs file, and this is in the side we have a solution explorer. Inside MVVM demo we need to create 3 folders. Since it's MVVM, we have 3 folders, which is one model and the other is view and other is view model. So add a folder which is model. Inside the model we will have a class file. Inside that we will give data objects, etc. So another folder which is view, which is the UA for our project. Another which is view model, which will be the business logic, presentation logic that we will be writing in a class file. So for every inside view we will have UA, so that we need to add a user control. So add user control, which is user control WPF for WPF, and give name for user. Since it's a view, give student view so that we can easily understand. We'll write student view and add. And inside model and view model we'll create a class file. So model, so add a new class file and give name student model so that you can understand it's a model class. Add it. And inside view model also we can add a class file. Since it's inside view model, we can give student view model. Better to practice by giving names like this. So we have added all the files that we are needed to run this application. First of all, we will design the document. So inside view we have XAML. Inside view we have XAML file. And in the XAML file we will write we will design our document, we will design the UA for our project. So inside grid we will create a stack panel, horizontal alignment, and give it as left. Horizontal alignment can be, and close the stack panel. And inside stack panel we can write item control, and we'll give an item source binding, and give the path as students, and close the item control. Items control dot template, which is item template, close it, and inside that we will write data template, close it, and inside that we are going to insert our tools. So create a stack panel, we will write the orientation horizontal and close it. Inside this we will write our toolbox items. So first of all we will add a text box. We need 2 text box and 1 text block. So text box is for first name and last name, and text block is for full name. So full name we will take it from first by concatenating first name and last name. So the mode of binding will be one way for text block, which is full name, and mode of binding for text box for first name and last name will be one way. And give width and margin for both text boxes, we need to give that too. So give all the elements, and this first name is used in the model to, that is this first name path, the name first name we are using in the model, which is the private string, okay. This full name needs only one-way communication, mode of communication, so it's one way and other is two-way. So here is the student view that they have designed, okay, and we will write this view, okay, we will write this view in the main window.xaml, so that we can give connections. So inside this we have given all the toolbox items that we needed, and inside main window.xaml file we need to add the elements, add the view that we have created, okay. So inside this we need to give the path of the project. So XML ns will give local, and inside that we need to give the namespace of MVVM demo. So CLR namespace colon the MVVM demo, and inside that we have views. So we need to give the name, give the path of that view to. So copy that, and we can give name to view, and which is there in the MVVM demo dot view. So change the path, okay, and so we have got the path in the view. So variable is view, so view colon student view, that is the name of the view class. So user control, so give a name for that student view. So student view control is the name for that view in the main window. And we can create a loaded, that is when we to load new event handler for loading that student view. Close the view. Okay, this is how we can give main view in the main window. Now we can write code inside student model. So inside student model we need to write the data, that is first name and last name is the data, and we can and we need one directive, that is using system.component model. So we can write it over here and write the code inside the namespace. Create a public class student. INotify property changed. Open the class. Inside that we have two private strings, which is first name and last name, and this private strings can be accessed using get and set functions. So the video explaining how this get and set functions works and why we are using this get and set functions, I have explained in another video. The link of that video is given in the description box. Please see that link for getting the idea of get and set functions. So private string first name and last name is the private string. To access this the private strings first name and last name, we are using another string which is capital letters start with first name and last name using get and set functions. So we'll get will be using for returning the function, returning the value. So first name will be returning. We have written the get, and next is set function for setting new value of the first name. So that we are checking whether the first name is not equal to value, then set to first name equal to value. Likewise we will be declaring the function value for the public string for last name also. Copy that part. And we will change it to last name. So this public string that we have defined in that XAML, so name in the first name and last name is the public string over here. So we are using this public string for changing and fetching the data and all. Inside the small letter last name and first name, we will store the data in model. So we got first name and last name. Okay, and now we need full name, which is the concatenation of first name and last name. So inside that we need only get function, so that is we need to get that value only. We don't need to set that value, since we are getting that value from first name and last name. Okay, so we'll create a public string and get return the value first name plus, give a space inside colons, then plus last name. so that the concatenated value will be returned for the variable full name. And next is we are creating an event handler raise property changed, so that if the property changed we can see it is. So public event property changed event handler, which is property changed and we are creating a function which is private raise property changed, so that we can call whenever we are setting the value of first name and last name. If property changed not equal to null, then we will notify that is property changed property changed this comma new property changed event arguments, which is the property. So that we can write that inside first name and last name. So whenever last name changed, raise property changed to string will be last name, and also for the full name also we need property changed notification. And give it for first name also. This is the code for model. So we have created the data objects using student model. So student model is done. Next we need student view model. We need to write the code for student view model, which will be the presentation logic, so that we can show it in the text box. That code should be written over here. So for this we need a directory which is system.collections.object model. So write it over here, and inside the student model class we can make it into public, so that view model should be public, view is private, the data is private, the logic that we are writing is public. So inside public class we can create an observable collection, public observable collection, which we are returning from the view, which is we can create an observable collection which is student. And we will get and set the values from the model into this observable collection. Okay, and we can write a function which is load students. So the function will load the students data, that is first name, last name, and the concatenated value, and write the data into the text box, and we can see that in the window view. So we are creating a public void function load students, and inside that we are creating an observable instance for the observable collection. students is the instance for the observable collection and new observable collection. We can add the elements students.add, new student, and we can give the details of the student, that is first name and last name can be given inside the curly brackets. And we can give some more data. Students equal to the student. Okay, this is how we can write the code for view model. This is how we can write the code student view model. And we need to write the code of xaml.cs file. That is, we need to call this function load students in the xaml main window.cs file, so that whenever this main window is called, it will call the function load students. So inside student view control loaded, that is, we have explained in main window.xaml, we have created a load, which is the load event over here, and we need to give give a user directive which is using system.windows. Oh, it is already there, so we don't need to give, it is already there, sorry. And inside this function loaded, we can write the code. First of all, in mvvm demo dot view model dot student view model, and we can create an object for this view model, which is student view model object. You can give any name for the object. So view model object equal to new mvvm demo dot view model student view model. So we have created an object for this student view model, and next we can call the function inside student view model, which is using the object student view model object dot load student, which is there in student view model. We have created the function over here. over student view model. So we have called the function load students in main window and give student view control.data context to the new object that we have created. Okay, this is how we have created the MVVM project. Now we can run the application by build the solution. So here there is some error. Oh, this is the function should be declared inside the student view model class. So that's why the error we have seen. So we can build the solution. We can see student model class, we have declared the data and everything. So next is build the solution. So all succeeded. So start the solution. We can see we have given 3 students names and first name and last name, the concatenated values in the third text box, which is full name. So if we want to add one more item, we can add student, copy that same line and we can write it over here, students, and we can give the names to cat tips, and we can build the solution. Start the solution. We can see the fourth name is added. This is how we can do the first application in MVVM. So that I hope you got the idea of how to create a basic first MVVM application.